Episode number 241. Are these comics going to make good film and television shows? We have Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, number 9, and Titans, number 24. Let's talk about it right now. We got Marvel versus DC. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, we're going to talk about Marvel and DC right now with some of my favorites over here, too. I look forward to these books. That's why I kind of read them first this week. Before we begin, remember to give me a like, give me a subscribe if you can. And yeah, let's also check out some of the stuff I've written. So if you want to do that, you can check out the link in the description below, or you just type my name into Amazon and you'll see a bunch of stuff written by me, including my sci-fi quadrilogy, Destiny Aurora, that was made into a board game and RPG. It's also on Audible. It also is a graphic novel. We also have a fantasy book called Tales of Ravenor, the Iron Witch. And yeah, we also have the new book, a new comic that I'm releasing right now that is on Kickstarter. It is not launched yet. It is just in pre-launch where you can get notified that it, so as soon as we do launch, it'll send you an email saying, hey, we launched. This way you can jump in on all of the early bird specials. It is called Fairy Tales of Terror, and it is a psychotic Cinderella. We have a murderous Captain Hook, and they're all wreaking havoc around New York. And we have Tiger Lily from Peter Pan hunting them down and making sure that they don't get their evil plans invoked. So yeah, definitely check that out. You can go to the QR code, or again, this link in the description below. All right, so let's jump into Moon Knight, the Fist of Khonshu, number 9. This is by Jed MacKay. He originally had the Moon Knight book, and then he stopped that when Moon Knight died, and now we're into Fist of Khonshu. We're already coming up on, 3/4 of a year here, and this has been the story of I'm gonna say it's not Alistair, but anyway, it's a guy that is doing, he's selling drugs. He's basically a drug dealer in, I believe it's New York. I don't know where exactly Moon Knight is. I believe it's New York. And he ended up being an Asgardian, and he did not know that. So they went to fisticuffs, and Moon Knight got his ass kicked. And then on top of that, he had fought his general, who's a woman, and she had this special sword, and she ended up killing the building that they were in. So that's everything that's happened up to this point. And then he realized that he needed a weapon to kill the Asgardian, and the sword would make a perfect weapon. So she was tied to it, because she had made some kind of a pact with it, and she really wanted to get out of that pact. So he got sucked into the sword by getting killed by her, and then the sword was with a dragon in it. I think this is the last issue. He said, you can't claim my soul. My soul's already claimed. And he's like, well, you're here, aren't you? And then all of a sudden, Khonshu comes in and says, are you trying to disrespect me? And, of course, Moon Knight and then leaves, and he do the job that he said he was going to do, and the sword is no longer connected to her. And now he has the sword. I thought last issue was pretty smart. It was a really nice book. But then we need an antidote, I guess, because the drug that they're doing is extremely addictive. I mean, like, immediately addictive. And so he made a deal with Hank Pym to come and make an antidote. So Hank Pym's here, and also I guess Hank Pym is the baby daddy to Greer's kid, who we haven't seen in forever. I missed seeing that kid, and who is Tigra. So we have all these little things going on. So the beginning is him trying to make the antidote. And he goes on and on and on about all this shit that he needs or whatever else, but he says, it's pin particles. I don't need any of that stuff. So why the hell did you waste our time with all this dialogue? No. But they realize that they need to test it. They can't, there's a cop that they have tied up, and Tigress just give it to her. And he's like, no, he could kill her. I need to test it. And she's like, why am I getting the thing that you're going to test it on yourself? And he's like, that's the only way. And I do not understand this. Look at the size of her tail. This is like the Rapunzel tail. There's no tiger that has a tail that fills up half the friggin' room. That's crazy. So whatever this artist is really loves this tail because it's almost like a Doc Ock arm. It just goes on forever. But anyway, so they agree that he's gonna. Well, they don't agree, but he agrees that he's gonna take the antidote. First, he's gonna take the drug, and then he's gonna take the antidote. But he's got his brother next to him, who is a doctor that's gonna help him out in case anything goes to hell. So half the book is like these visions that he's having while he's on this drug, and then the antidote. So it's just really a mind screw thing. And I really haven't seen. Do they do this anymore? This is the first time I've seen this in a while. The Marvel Swimsuit Edition. They haven't done. I don't think they've done that in years. I could be wrong. Maybe I just never noticed. But anyway, he ends up coming out of it, and his brother's there to help him, and the whole bit. And then he goes into where the cop is, and he gives her the antidote. And she's like, well, how do you know this works? He says, because I tested. You're actually the second person. I'm the first. Moon Knight says, I'm coming for you, buddy. So it's I don't think it was as strong as the previous issue, but this is kind of the lead up into the battle. And it has been, I don't know if he's done. I don't think it's been one storyline. No, because the storyline was when he was dead. Was the guy taking over the mantle. So this kind of, so it's getting to the finale now, and it's been like 6-7 issues, or probably 6 issues. So it's probably going to be about 7-8 issues. By the time I'm fine with that. It's when the issues like Batman and Robin that's going on for like 12 issues, and there's no finale coming up. I don't understand that one, but I like this storyline a lot, and I think talking about going to a film, because the TV show was horrible. I mean, horrible. They I don't know how you screw up Moon Knight and make it boring, but it's boring. Like, they don't even bring up the other. Occasionally they'll bring up the other personalities, but it's not like the TV show was all about the other personalities. That's all it knew. It didn't know anything else. And the writer on that probably thought that was the most awesome thing in the world. We have to reuse these personalities. And it just got so boring. I mean, anybody would get through it. It was scary. But I really hope they some of those people were talking about, Midnight Suns movie. And that could be really cool. But, Marvel's kind of got to get their heads out of their ass to do something like that. All right, so let's go into Titans number 24. This is the story of Donna taking over the Titans, but we have Dick still part of the Titans, who is always going to be the leader as long as he's still there. So just his very presence is undermining Donna's ability to lead, in my opinion. And it's not only my opinion, but they go to him around her back, like Cyborg in one of the other previous issues went to him for decisions and went around her. So it just doesn't work. With Dick on the team, Donna cannot lead because he overshadows her at every time. He just needs to leave, and I'm good with that. Just not having Nightwing on the team, and just have bring in some other characters. I am not a fan of this Vanadia character, who is like a Mazo, and she wants to be a hero, and she basically gave up her body to be a hero. It's not a really good origin in the least. It's actually pretty bad, and I don't like her as a character at all. It was set up for her to be a villain, and in the last issue, I think that was kind of pushing in that direction, but we're going to get into that here. So we also have Terra that has now joined the Deathstroke team, and we have Clock King who suddenly has mental powers. I have no idea where that came from. That is way left field. But Terra basically kicks their ass, which is, I think that's pretty cool. So basically they limp back to their headquarters, and I think the artwork is generally good. And yeah, they're like, well, we just got our ass kicked, and we got to lick our wounds and the whole bit. And meanwhile, Deathstroke's like, yep, this is all going to plan. And then we also had that whole issue with Killer Frost, who was, some writer made her, I guess, based on the Flash TV show, made her a good guy, and then made her a part of the Justice League. And then she went a little nuts, and she was a little bit paranoid of everybody. So she turned back into a villain. That I'm okay with that. She should not be a hero at all. That doesn't make any sense. But now she's joined Deathstroke too. And then you have Mammoth, who's the final character. But I guess it's showing, the battle with all these guys, and then Terra showing up. I don't understand this one, where Beast Boy turns into a swarm. I don't get that one. And then Terra shows up. I don't know if I'm a fan of her new costume, but whatever. We got this nice 2-page spread of this battle going on, and like I said, when Terra shows up, the battle swiftly changes and they get their ass kicked. Plus, I think that I don't know why they're shying away from showing skin in this thing. Because that middle section in Starfire should be showing skin. But anyway, I don't know. I guess whatever the artists are or whatever DC's doing, they're pushing away, which is why Terra's now completely covered. Whatever. But anyway, so now there's Venadia, or however you say her name, the Amazo girl, and they're talking about her above, and they're like, she may be able to hear us, and meanwhile, Cyborg's downstairs trying to keep her at bay, pretty much, making sure she doesn't go too far crazy. And then she goes to fight them, and Mammoth she takes him out in 5 seconds. And Deathstroke predicts it on top of that. And then Terra comes in and says that they're holding you back, so you need to join us instead. And she turns on a dime. From her wanting to be a hero, she turns on a dime and says, you're right, they're holding us back. It would have been better if they fucked with her programming a little bit, and then I could have accepted the turn on the dime. But just for her to say 2-3 sentences and her completely to turn on the Titans makes no sense. So when you get this reveal, it's almost like an eye roll. And then we have Donna and Roy trying to talk about their kiss, and that they're about to kiss again, even though they said it was a big mistake. And then they burst through the wall, and Tara's like, you put yourself underground where there is dirt and rock that I can control? That was not very smart. And then you have, there's our newest recruit, Venadia, or whatever. Again, I prefer her being a villain, but I don't accept the turn. I think it's just out of left field. It just doesn't make any sense. But I'm happier with her being a villain. I think she should be a villain. But it's how you got there that just doesn't work for me. But overall, I like it. The story's kind of all over the place to be a movie. However, a Deathstroke team versus the Titans is a really good idea. I like that a lot. But I wish I really knew more of his plan. Like, just to kill them doesn't make any sense for Deathstroke. For him, it'd be more of like a discredit and bring them down low, and then attack them. So he demoralizes them and then attacks them. That makes more sense for Deathstroke. But overall, this has been decent. I wouldn't say it's been great. It's just been okay. But it's keeping me going. I look forward to it when it comes up. So let's do a little recap. Titans, the idea of a Deathstroke team works for a film, but this does, the storyline here is a little bit all over the place. And the present TV show that they've done that is currently on Max, it's not very good, unfortunately. And then you have Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu. Yeah, I actually like this. I think that having an Asgardian villain is a lot you can do there. I love his team in general, Moon Knight's team. I think his supporting character really works. And Jed MacKay knows how to write a singular focal character with supporting characters. He just can't write a team book. Anything he does team book, he falters. Because right now he's writing Avengers and he's writing X-Men, and they're both horrible. Horrible. I dropped them immediately. That's how bad they are. But this he knows how to do. Figure it out. But this is extremely good, and I really wish they would make a new season with something like this. And again, I love Tigra too. I don't know why we haven't seen Tigra in forever, and this is where we have to see her as a supporting character in Moon Knight. But yeah, overall very good, which means that Marvel has beat DC in this one. This is probably the only case where Marvel would beat DC. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Remember to give me that like, give me that thumbs up if you can. If you can't subscribe, please do. Ring that bell, ding, ding. And share this video out there so everybody knows what's going on in Marvel and DC right now, because this is the best book as far as I'm concerned that Marvel's writing. Also, if you'd like to check anything I've written, remember I'm on Amazon, and definitely jump into Fairy Tales of Terror, currently on Kickstarter in pre-launch mode. Go to the QR code, or there's a link in the description below. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching.